welcome to my plant-powered kitchen. I'm Glenda and today I'm going to demonstrate a pasta dish. This is a macaroni cheese dish, but of course there's no cheese, there's no dairy at all. It's going to be made with cashews as the base for the cheesy sauce. Of course nutritional yeast will be added to give it that cheesy flavour. So on the stove at the moment I have the water boiling and I'm going to add the macaroni to that boiling water. And after about 5 minutes, I'm going to add in the vegetables that I'm going to cook so that they just get blanched a little bit toward the end. So we'll put in a packet of macaroni, give that a stir to make sure that it doesn't clump together too much. Back in the old days, we used to add oil to the water, but we don't do that anymore and we don't really need to. And while that is coming to the boil again, I'm going to blend up half a cup of cashews into a fine powder. There we are, we've got a nice fine powdered cashews in there. So all of the sauce is made in the blender and there's nothing else to do with the pasta except cook the pasta and the vegetables and then blend it all together. So into this mixture we're going to add a cup of water. Then we're going to put in some spices. We've got a teaspoon of turmeric, some black pepper, and some onion granules. The recipe, of course, will be underneath the link to this video. Then we've got 1.5 tablespoons of tahini and a teaspoon or teaspoon and a half of miso. Pop that in. We have the juice of half a lemon. And not to forget the nutritional yeast, which is what's going to give it the cheesy flavour. I think the recipe is 3/4 of a cup, yes. So I have a half cup measure here. But don't be too worried about specifics of measurements because if you put more in, it'll just be tastier. Just make sure I've got everything. Yes, that's all. So we're going to blend that up now to make a nice creamy sauce and we just put that aside. Right, the pasta's nearly done, so I'm going to add the veggies. It's 2 cups of broccoli is what the recipe calls for, but I always add more, so you put in as much as you want. I've got some cauliflower here as well. The other thing is you don't need to do it in the same pot as the pasta. You can steam the vegetables separately, but the water's already boiling, the pasta's cooking. I can't see the point in adding another saucepan or job. So I just pop it all in there. And for the last couple of minutes, we'll just bring that to the boil again and it'll be ready in a minute. We've got this lovely creamy sauce here. I'm going to just scrape down the sides to make sure that we get all of the sauce out of the container. I'll add a bag of spinach as well because you can never get too many greens. There we go, I've tested the veggies. They're still a little bit al dente, but they've still got a bit more cooking to do once we put the sauce in with the vegetables and the pasta. So I've turned that off and I'm going to drain the water from the pot. So there we have the pasta and the broccoli and cauliflower all cooked up. Now I'm going to add a few more ingredients. I've got 1.5 cups of peas. They're frozen peas. I'm just going to pop them straight in. And we have our spinach. I think I could do with a bigger pot. Might have to stir that in at the end. And then we're going to add this delicious creamy, cheesy, non-cheese, but cheesy sauce. So I'll put all of that in. And we'll stir that in. The spinach will all wilt away to nothing anyway. Pop that back on the hot plate to just get the sauce marrying in with everything else. Add the rest of the spinach. Whoa. Carefully stirring it in. As the heat gets to the spinach, it will wilt and disappear into the meal. I find this recipe keeps really well. I've even frozen it and it defrosts nicely, but it thickens up a lot, so you may need to add some liquid to it. A little bit of a plant-based milk is just nice. I serve this for all of my non-vegan, vegetarian or plant-based friends, and they love it. It's not as cheesy as cheese, but it certainly takes us to where we need to go to with cheese flavour. And there we have it. The mac and cashew cheese. I'll plate that up now and have a taste. There we have our delicious mac and cashews. I often put other vegetables in, but I've kept it quite simple today. But I've added more veggies than is in the recipe because I would still have a salad when I eat this. But if I don't have time, this is still a good nutritious meal on its own because the calorie density has been reduced by adding more vegetables. So you're not getting as much pasta in the actual meal. So here we go. Yum. Smells beautiful. And that spinach, I always am amazed that the spinach just disappears. Creamy, cheesy, beautiful. Give it a try. As usual, the recipe is underneath the video. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy these recipes, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more delicious recipes. Bye for now. As a little add-on, I didn't acknowledge John McDougall for the recipe. That recipe came from the John McDougall recipe app. So yes, I'd just like to acknowledge where that recipe came from. Bye for now.